Hey everyone, Pupsker here. As of right now, Dante is a very strong and very good Warframe. He is both unkillable and a powerhouse of damage, of course, as long as you keep up on his general abilities. He has an overguard ability with his second, he has straight up damage with his third, and his second and third ability combo into his fourth ability, creating 4 separate different abilities. You can hit your second ability twice into your fourth. That'll be a stronger overguard. You can hit your third ability twice into your fourth. That'll be an insanely strong AoE nuke. You can hit your 3 into your 2 and then your 4. That'll do a little page flight damage dude that flies around, I think. And then you can do your 2 into your 3, and that'll then you hit your 4, and that'll summon a little book that will save you. So he is a caster wizard frame, as you might be able to tell by the sheer amount of abilities I just listed off. Gameplay in the background is around level 500 Disruption on Lua Apollo, where I was just testing him out in higher level gameplay, messing around, etc, etc. And he is insanely good. On his first ability, he has an Exalted Book, which you can build 2 ways. Either you can just build it straight up damage, and it absolutely shreds through enemies. It's like a based new Incarnate, pretty much. Shreds through enemies, jumps to enemies, tears through them, and I think I built its special attack to do like 250,000 damage with 115% crit, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. So we'll see all of that soon, but you can also build his first Exalted Book to have all of the tome mods, so it's pretty amazing. Let me know what you think of his general gameplay in the back, but the controversy surrounding Dante is they released him and then they nerfed him and then they buffed him and tried to fix him up a little bit, and he's still a little wonky, and they're still fixing him up a little bit. By the time this video comes out, that is generally where we're at in regards to that. So his fourth ability now works on line of sight, and it's been updated and upgraded a little bit, but it's still not perfect. So you can't hit enemies through walls 100 meters away if you fully upgrade your range. You used to be able to, but now you can't. So keep that in mind. You do have to be within line of sight for Dante's fourth ability to properly pop off. Now, let's jump in-game at the simulacrum and take a look at Dante to see how he works, his build, and everything in between. I'm just going to spawn up rando enemies like the butchers, spawn them in on Steel Path so you can see how Dante works. He has a lot of abilities like I showed before. You have your book that you can build right here for pure utility. I can go like this, boom, it goes through, right, does damage. I can hit my third ability, kills everyone. Gonna need stronger enemies. Sorry, they were just way too weak. But there are a lot of strong enemies that Dante can fight. If I, let's say, spawn up some Moas, I do it again, third ability into third ability, they're a little tankier, right? I build up my statuses, watch the amount of damage, pop off, boom, hitting millions, hitting, hitting on like tens of hundreds of thousands pretty easily. But you can very no effort just do that and then kill most of the enemies, right? You're seeing like 200,000 hits go off because of how his abilities work. Other than that, you hit your 2 into your 3, you create a buff, Wood Warden, you hit your 3 into your 2, you buff yourself with Page Flight, and you do your 2 into your 2, and you hit your 4 and Triumph. You are a Warframe that has a ton of buffs that can be activated all at once. And it's very easy to activate them, and they have a default timer at max level of 45 seconds. So duration helps on that. You can see, I think this one's Page Flight, you can see all of the books going around attacking the enemies. They'll do damage, they'll make the enemies invulnerable a little bit, and I think they're getting updated to add more status effect to the enemy as well. But this is a good way to add some damage. You build it up and then boop, you kill them all around. Enemies not having a good time at all. So I'm messing around with my weapons here, and we have the book there. So that's generally how you use Dante and how you use his book. You can build the book either for damage or utility. That was me using it for utility. So if we look at Dante's actual build right now that I have on, if you're curious, this is the general build. I am building him for so much energy regeneration because he is a Warframe I am constantly casting with. I almost never have to use his guns unless I have to kill like a disruption target, and that's about it. So here's what we're going on. We have corrosive projection. You can swap this out with anything you want. You can swap it out with, brief respite. It's really good if you do that. You can swap it out with energy regeneration. Really good if you do that. So no matter what, energy regeneration, nexus, right? Energy nexus? Yeah, there's a lot of just general regens. So if you want energy, you can throw something on your aura. Okay, energy siphon, not nexus, or brief respite, or anything else you want. You can do whatever. I just like corrosive projection lazily. Cunning drift for ability range. If you're doing higher level stuff, maybe throw on primed sure-footed so you don't get knocked down, because that's the only thing that'll probably kill you. But if you're just casually playing, hey, I like cunning drift for more range. Blind rage for damage and minus efficiency. That's why I build so much energy. Okay, we have prime continuity for some more duration. You don't need a ton, so just that's good. Transient fortitude for more strength and minus duration. Good overall, because we're trying to build a lot of strength with a little bit of everything else. Streamline, because dear God, minus 45% efficiency just was not doing it for me and I didn't like it. Stretch, because again, I want more range, so I have good range, but I don't need all of the range, so equilibrium and primed flow, so that I am able to get a lot of energy and keep a lot of energy, because my whole rotation, buffing everything up, pretty much costs all my energy, so you have to be a little careful there. And then precision intensify, because your fourth ability is your main ability. It's 4 abilities in one. You hit tab to cycle through everything, right? You can see overguard per second, it caps, right? Boom, another one. Damage multiplier of 10.77. That is your final verse, 224. So a lot of damage off that. The other one was, no, this is your 334. The first one, this one was your 224. So overguard, 224. Tons of damage, 334. And then this one, Wood Warden, you hit 2, 3, 4, and it spawns up a little book that does some damage around you, so that's sweet. And then you hit 3, 2, 4, and it spawns up Page Flight. They fly around, make enemies vulnerable to status, and they'll be applying status soon as well. So all good stuff there. Molt Augmented as an arcane, just for damage. You can swap that out with anything else if you want. It's up to you. I just use it for more damage, but I mean, Molt Reconstruct could be cool, right? Healing, ooh, nice. Molt Vigor, always nice. Sometimes on operator ability, go operator and then straight into your fourth ability. So Molt Efficiency is also nice if you're keeping your shields active a lot, using Rolling Guard. You can just also throw on a Rolling Guard if you want to be more defensive and if you want more time to cast your spells, right? Do whatever you want. It's always up to you. I am just using this build for now. Arcane Energize, because dear God, I need more energy. And that's how I use your boy Dante. So I think it works pretty well. You have a lot of status. Status chance increases 50% on fully scanned targets for your first book, your Noctua, right? That's the statuses on that, right? The numbers on that. If you're curious, pause to read or anything. If you're curious about your light first casually, if you're curious about your dark first casually, both of them are pretty good. Yeah, it also increases the health. Oh, I forgot about that actually. Forgot Light first did that. So that is Dante. He's a good Warframe, and I would definitely recommend him. And this is the build I'm using for now. I like it. It works for me. Let me know what you're trying to build for. You could build way more, really for anything, because he's just a universally good frame. Efficiency works well on him because then you can spam your abilities more and build less for energy regen. Duration works well for him because then you can spam your other abilities less and you keep your buffs longer. Range works really well because he can hit a lot, but honestly, you probably don't need to go too ham into range since he doesn't go through walls and the default range is 30 meters. Sorry, default radius is 30 meters, so insane range by default. Probably don't want to overinvest into range. Again, line of sight matters, so probably don't want to. And that's how I view him. He's pretty cool. For his Archon shards, I just straight up throw on strength and duration. Throw on whatever you want here as well. And I need a lot of efficiency, so you need 2 casting speeds. I'd recommend 2 no matter what. Towforge casting speeds. You can throw on another one if you want to throw off some strength or duration, but I also threw on a effectiveness on energy orbs. Seriously, this son of a bitch uses all of his energy within seconds. So I was like, what should I do? Should I throw on the equilibrium one? No, I threw on the Towforge Amber. So I get more energy from energy orbs. I already have equilibrium on. I already have arcane energize, and I still run out of energy somewhat frequently because if you were just using him as a spellcaster, you are constantly hitting 3, 3, 4. So that's 30 energy, 60 energy into your... Okay, that is 125 energy all at once, and that takes almost no time at all, right? So the amount that you're casting is insane with all that casting speed. So keep that in mind. With all the casting speed, with how much of a mage he is, it's just absolutely bonkers how often you're popping off like that. I could clear that if I spawn an Xmas unit. I'll throw on a good gun to do some general status. Toxicist works, right? Right? If I just shoot them like this, throw on my Toxicist. I'm going to bring up my damage so it hits really high. And then you'll understand, right? Built up all my status. Okay, boom. Did a lot. So the general damage is really high. All of the buffs just like are super cancerous with all of the Xmas units. So you just start hitting that. And then you do a ton of damage, right? They're all just obviously going to constantly regen. I like using the Xmas units as like a little punching bag damage. If I throw on my Torrid, which I was doing against the Demolist, you'll see that it builds up a lot of general damage. Warframe's a fun game of finding the balance between how tanky they are, so I can show off damage, and how weak they are, right? Because if I do this, we can kill this Xmas unit pretty fast, take away all of his shield. Instantly, we hit millions there, I think. It's hard to properly look at it and read, because, like, look at all of the sheer amount of numbers just popping out. It's impossible to tell what the hell's going on half the time. But you do that, it's like 500,000 casually. All of my Demolist murdering clips were hitting through the roof, right? So, yeah, you just gotta go ham. Once you do all that damage, just kill him, right? Look at that. Poor buddy, right? 24 million? Like, what in God's name is that? So the amount of damage that you can pop off is huge. I can't remember if the enemies get affected by like a shield gate setup, so sometimes you can't one pop them off even if you've built up a lot of damage, but hey. They do get a lot of defenses, and they are Xmas units, so it's always a nice way to show off how much damage you can do. So let me know what you think about Dante so far. I just want to do a little video going over my general build, what I think of him. I like him. It looks like DE, no matter what, is going to keep line of sight on his 4th ability because of how just dominating, I should say, it is. So, yeah, probably going to keep that. They'll just slowly do bug fixes and try to fix them up, but Warframe in general is pretty buggy right now, and it's always pretty buggy, so... I don't know, give them time, yell at them, hoping that they'll revert the changes. I just don't think they will revert the changes for LOS, so yeah, don't personally care that much either way, because I like Dante a lot, casually, just in anything, so yeah, let me know what you think. I'm having fun with them, though.